Well, good morning again. I'm making another video. Um, it's going to be a record for me too in one day because, I drag around and I don't make them for weeks and sometimes months. Anyway, went for a long walk this morning and I got to thinking about all the things that are going on in my life and the choices that I'm making and the reasoning for it. And I wanted to talk about one of the big drives for me and in my work situation. And one of the big things that's driving me to quit working, and that is burnout. And I know a lot of things are going on right now in the world with people getting laid off and losing their jobs, but let me tell you, when you are being worked to death, burnout is a real thing, and it doesn't matter about what's going on in the rest of the world. What's going on in my world is that I'm being overworked. And this has been going on a long time in my field. I work in MRI and radiology, and we typically do lots and lots of patients every day, and we're pushed to the limit with it. We do have help where I work now, which is a big bonus because in the past, the places I worked, we didn't have help. And, you would typically be doing everything. And even with help, we're pushed. And we spend more time staring at a screen than we do actually interacting with patients, which I personally feel like that's not really good because, you go to a doctor's office and the doctor or the nurse or whoever's there is constantly staring at a computer screen. Kind of makes you feel like, they're not really listening to you. So, anyway, with all that, and I think another part of my situation is that I got injured at work, and part of the injury, the doctor says, part of it is a result of arthritis. And so, was it just an injury? Was it just arthritis? Was it from doing the same thing for years and years? Yes, it's work related because it's, something I do every day for years and years and years. So for me, this all culminated into deciding to quit working. And at this point, I can possibly quit working and work maybe one day a week. That is my goal to do if I stay with the same company or go back to another company that I've worked for that I already know their processes. And so for me, and the other thing too is with going to work and working for a place, you have a lot of other things that you have to deal with. You've got emails and phone calls and rules and petty, I just have to say it, petty bullshit to deal with. And I'm just so burned out that all the petty bullshit that normally doesn't bother me is really bothering me. And that, to me, that just is a sign to get the hell out of it. Now, it is February the 16th today. And so I have the rest of February, all of March, and all of April to finish up this contract that I'm working on currently because I have a contract with this company, and if I quit early, they want me to pay back the whole sign-on bonus that they gave me in the beginning. So that's the 2.5 months is the time I have left, and April 24th to be exact. And my plan is to quit working full-time on that date. I have talked to them a few times about working part-time, and that kind of got shot out because they wanted me to extend my contract, and I'm like, no, I'm not extending the contract. I don't want to be tied down to this place. I want to be able to go on a trip if I want to go on a trip. I want to be able to take a different job if I want to take a different job. I don't want to be locked in. And the reasoning for that is if I sell this house, I will move. And I don't know if I'll move in this area, in another area, or back to Milton or into Georgia or North Carolina or wherever the hell I want to go. I just want to, I feel kind of trapped with this contract hanging over my head. And so that is the reason that I didn't agree to that. I did sign up for Social Security, and if everything goes smoothly, I should get my first check in July, which means that by the beginning of June, I have to make sure that my monthly income from any work that I do is going to be less than $1,950 a month, which for me means I can only work 1 day a week. So with this company, if I'm still here, if I don't sell my house, and they agree to keep me on my terms, I work 1 day a week, which I think that I can tolerate that. I am going to take some time off. The end of April, that last week, I am taking a trip back to Milton to visit with some family and some friends and see what the area looks like for me, possibly moving back there, and maybe looking around at the job opportunities, possibly. I'm not sure how that's going to work, because if I can't sell this house, I can't go anywhere. That's just the end of it. Renting this house out would be would not be beneficial to me in any way, shape, or form, because I need the money from the sale of the house in order to be able to move and rent somewhere else or whatever. And to just rent it out, it would be too expensive for me. I would be renting it out just barely enough to cover the taxes and insurance and all the other stuff. So it's not really beneficial for me to do that, because my whole goal in selling it is to have some cash that I can use for my retirement. So anyway, that's my situation. And if I can sell it and leave, I plan to travel up to the Milton area, maybe to Georgia. Might even go to North Carolina at some point. Not really looking to buy another place to live. I think I'm pretty much done with that. The way the market is right now, it would have to be a very lucrative deal for me to be able to buy something, because homes are really expensive, and it's actually cheaper in the long run to rent if you're my age. Because if you buy something, and my life expectancy is maybe 20 more years, if I spend all my savings on a house, then it doesn't really benefit me in the long run. Because if something happens, you got all these wild expenses that come up, and you're living on Social Security, you can't afford to fix it. And that's one of the big reasons I want to leave here. I like the area. I like the weather, but the expenses are just too much for me. So that's where I am right now, and that's my situation today. And maybe later on I will make another video about some other things, but today, as far as today goes, this is it. And we'll talk to you later.